What actually changes the moment you sell the same options trade from a margin account instead of a cash account? Say you're looking at a stock trading at $52 a share. You want to sell a put at the 50 strike, 30 days out, and the premium on offer is $1.20 or $120 for one contract. In a cash account, your broker locks up $5,000. That's the full value of 100 shares at the strike price, sitting frozen, doing nothing else, for the entire 30 days. In a margin account, that same trade might only tie up somewhere around $1,000 to $1,200. Same stock, same strike, same premium, same 30 days, and a nearly $4,000 difference in what your broker is willing to let you touch. That gap is the entire reason margin accounts exist for options sellers, and it's also where almost every blown up account starts. Here's the mechanics behind that gap. When you sell a cash secured put, your broker isn't taking your word that you'll have the money if you get assigned. They take it now. The full $5,000 gets set aside the second you sell the put, and it stays set aside until the position closes, expires, or you get assigned and actually buy the shares. There's no formula here, no calculation, no daily adjustment. It's just the strike price times 100, held in full for as long as the trade is open. A margin account calculates your requirement differently, and this is the part most explainers skip over because it sounds like a technicality, but it's actually the whole ballgame. Under Reg T, the regulatory minimum, a broker can require something like 20% of the underlying stock's value, plus the premium you collected, minus any amount the put is out of the money, with a floor equal to 10% of the strike price. Run the math on our example, and you land somewhere close to that $1,000 to $1,200 range. But here's the detail almost nobody mentions. That 20% Reg T number is a regulatory floor, not what your broker actually charges you. Most retail brokers layer their own house requirement on top, and house requirements are almost always higher than Reg T minimum, and sometimes by a lot, especially on volatile names or during periods of high implied volatility. So the number your platform shows you as a buying power required isn't a fixed rule you can look up once and rely on forever. It moves. It can move against you mid-trade even if the stock hasn't moved at all. That's the first thing that changes between the two account types, how much capital gets locked up. The second thing, and the one that actually causes damage, is what happens when the trade goes against you. Picture the stock drops to $47 a share by expiration. Your 50 strike put is now $3 in the money, and you're getting assigned. In the cash account, nothing dramatic happens at the moment of assignment because the money was already sitting there. Your $5,000 converts into 100 shares of stock worth $4,700. You're down $300 on the stock position before even counting the $120 you collected in premium, and that's the entire story. Your account had the cash, the system just moved it into shares. No phone call, no notice, nothing to react to. In the margin account, assignment is a different event entirely. You only had roughly $1,100 set aside, not $5,000. So the instant you're assigned 100 shares at $50, the account needs $5,000 to pay for that stock, and it doesn't have it. The broker fronts the difference as a margin loan automatically without asking you first. You now own the shares. You owe your broker somewhere around $3,900, and depending on your account's margin equity level after that loan gets added, you may have just triggered a margin call. If that happens, you typically get somewhere between 2 and 5 business days, though it can be less, to either deposit more cash or the broker liquidates something in your account to cover it. They get to choose what gets sold, not you. That's the detail that catches people off guard. It's not your call anymore once the call goes out. Your broker can sell the shares you just got assigned, or something else entirely in your portfolio that has nothing to do with this trade, purely because it's the most convenient thing for them to liquidate. And there's a cost sitting quietly underneath all of this the whole time the trade is open, even if you never get assigned and never get a margin call. That margin loan, whenever it exists, accrues interest daily. Most brokers charge somewhere between 8 and 13% annually on debit balances, and it compounds against you every single day the loan is outstanding, not just once a month when the statement shows up. If you got assigned and are carrying that $3,900 loan for even 2 weeks while you decide what to do with the shares, you're paying real daily interest on top of the $300 loss on the stock itself. People treat margin like it's free leverage. It isn't. It's leverage you're renting, and the rent is charged every day whether the trade is working for you or not. So why would anyone choose the margin account version of this trade at all, given everything that can go wrong? Because for someone running multiple positions at once, the capital efficiency is real, and it's the whole point of using margin in the first place. If you're only ever running one put at a time, the cash account version is simple and safe, and there's generally no reason to complicate it. But say you're running 5 similar puts across 5 different stocks, each needing that same rough $5,000 cash secured requirement. In a cash account, that's $25,000 locked up, full stop, no flexibility. In a margin account, 5 positions, each requiring around $1,100, puts your total requirement closer to $5,500, freeing up nearly $20,000 of capital to do something else with. Another trade, a cash reserve, whatever you want. That's not a small difference. That's the entire reason professional and semi-professional option sellers use margin accounts almost universally, and cash accounts stay mostly in the beginner or ultra-conservative category. But that efficiency only works in your favor if you understand what you're actually being efficient with. The mistake isn't using a margin account. The mistake is treating the lower buying power requirement as if it were extra money you have instead of what it actually is, which is a smaller cushion between you and a forced liquidation event you don't control the terms of. If you're selling 5 puts because your margin account technically allows it, but you don't actually have anywhere close to $25,000 of real capital behind those positions if several of them go against you at once, you've built an account that's one bad week away from your broker selling your positions for you at whatever price is available in that moment, not the price that you would choose. There's one more layer to this that's almost nobody brings up until it bites them, and it's the difference in what you're even allowed to sell in the first place. A cash account, by definition, can only support cash secured positions. You cannot sell a naked call in a cash account, meaning a call where you don't already own the underlying shares, because there's no way to secure it with cash the way a put gets secured. That kind of trade requires margin and a higher options approval tier from your broker. Full stop. So the account type isn't just about efficiency, it's a gate on what strategies are even available to you. Someone in a cash account literally cannot make certain mistakes, not because they're more disciplined, but because the account structure won't let the trade happen. Someone in a margin account with a high enough approval level can sell a naked call on a stock that gaps up 40% overnight on an acquisition announcement, and, unlike a put, there's no ceiling on how far a stock can rise, which means there's no ceiling on that loss either. The account type doesn't just change your buying power, it changes the maximum shape of the disaster you're capable of walking into. If you're newer to selling options and you're trying to decide which account structure makes sense for you, here's the actual answer, not the neutral "it depends" version. Start in a cash account, even if your broker approves you for margin, even if it feels like you're leaving efficiency on the table. Run cash secured puts, actually experience what it feels like to have real capital tied to a real assignment outcome, and get comfortable with the mechanics before you ever let a broker's margin loan cover the gap for you automatically. The moment you genuinely understand what a $3,900 margin loan accruing daily interest actually feels like on a trade that moved against you, that's the moment you're actually ready to use margin intentionally, running multiple positions with real awareness of your total exposure instead of using it accidentally because the platform lets you and the number looks smaller. Buying power efficiency is a tool for people who already know how much real capital stands behind every position they're running. It's a trap for people who mistake the smaller number on their screen for a smaller risk. Thanks for watching. If this helped make sense of something your broker's fine print never actually explained, do me a favor and hit like and subscribe if you want more of these real number breakdowns of what's actually happening inside your account when a trade goes sideways. Happy trading!